Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind. What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video. And today, I am Stitch, and we're going to be taking a look at the new live-action Lilo and Stitch movie for a film review today.
Alright, what's poppin', yo? Welcome back. And today we are taking a look at the live-action Lilo and Stitch movie. I did go to the cinemas to see this. It was my mum's birthday, so we went to the cinema, we checked it out, and I'm gonna be honest, it was kinda mid. Better than I expected, but not perfect. So I'll get into all my gripes with it a little bit later. I did want to review the first two Lilo and Stitch movies as well, but unfortunately due to scheduling I'm working on a lot of Halloween videos at this time as well, so I want to get those out the way, so I'm going to have to put these ones off just a little bit. Hopefully I'll be able to get onto them in the next couple of days, but unfortunately the Halloween movies do come first. So without any further delay, let's take a look at what Google has to say about this movie. So Lilo and Stitch is a 2025 comedy sci-fi live-action movie which is 1 hour and 48 minutes, has a 7 out of 10 on IMDb, a 71% on Rotten Tomatoes, and Lilo and Stitch is a 2005 American action fiction comedy film. And that's pretty much all we're getting. So how this movie actually opens up is how it opens up in the original, with Stitch being presented to the Grand Council in space, them being like, no, fuck you, destroy it, kill it, nah, this is bad, and sentencing Jumba to a life in prison. We then have Stitch escape, go to Earth, make friends with Lilo to stop Jumba and Pleakley hunting him. He then starts to develop feelings for the family and start to care about them, and to show that he's not just a creature created to do evil, that he can actually do some good. Jumba then kidnaps him and also kidnaps Lilo after destroying her house, to be like, hey, you're coming back with me and we're going to show the galaxy who's boss. Jumba then gets put in prison and taken away by the galaxy, and Detective Bubbles says Stitch can stay on Earth and that, he would protect him and that nothing would get out. And then Nami, that's One Piece. Nani gives away Lilo to their next door neighbor so she can go to college, but they have a portal gun so she can come back and visit anytime. That's quick rundown of the story. I'm going to be honest. Live action, I don't mind Stitch's look. His face is a little flat, but I think he looks pretty decent in live action. I'm not too opposed to it. Pleakley looks alright in live action. I'm not too opposed to it. I imagined him looking quite slimy and quite squid-like, so that's fine. I didn't mind his design. Jumba, his nose looked like a cock. His nose looked like a cock. And for whatever reason, they made him kind of hairy, so he kind of looked like a ball sack throughout the entire movie. I did not like Jumba's appearance, I'm gonna be honest. I imagined him to be a little bit more scaly compared to Pleakley, who was more slimy. I don't know why I thought that, but that was just my vision. You could always tell Stitch was meant to be furry with the tuft of fur that he had on his head and on his elbows, so you could always tell that he was supposed to be a hairy little creature. But Jumba never really had that sort of tuft of hair that gave it so he had fur aesthetic in the animation. So it was a weird choice, and as I was watching the movie, I could not stop thinking that his nose just looked like a cock. It looked like a circumcised cock. That was the entire vibe I got from his nose. I could not take him seriously. They also made him out to be the bad guy, which is going to be problematic for sequels if that's what they want to do with future live actions. Jumba is a key character to the Lilo and Stitch family. He is a core component. He's like the uncle, the psycho uncle, but he is a core component to their family, going through Lilo and Stitch 2 and also the animated series. So it did feel really strange that they did decide to make him the bad guy. They completely rewrote his character and changed him completely and took away Gantu. Everyone was upset that Gantu was missing. Personally, I didn't mind it. Jumba being the bad guy is disappointing and completely different from the original, but it was a new story, so it still felt quite fresh while being somewhat faithful to the original, because we did have a couple of nods to the original, being like, yeah, we remembered this, we included this, look, this is what we're doing, with the big guy dropping the ice cream, and also Bubbles, though, what is the sandwich? What is the fish called? Is he called Sandwich? I don't know. The fish at the start of the movie where Lilo was giving him a sandwich. It was had some like fan service to it, but not all that great. The movie story was quite mid and wasn't too exciting. It was kind of generic, but it was still decent. If this was its own standalone movie, I wouldn't have minded it, but they've gone and ruined like the older Lilo and Stitch. I'm gonna be honest, they went and ruined the original by changing too much. Everyone was upset that they changed how Pleakley was, how he is not being dressing as a girl, and what else were people mad about? It was like there was so many like complaints that I saw online that I don't think I'll be able to get through them all, but. Again, like I said, if this was an original movie, it would have been great. And my take on like live actions is they do need to change some things up slightly. They do need to give it a little bit of a shake up, a little bit of a change up, so that it's not a direct copy of the original, because that would be boring. Having the exact same movie play out beat for beat for beat in live action, to me, would be boring. So I'm okay and I'm open to seeing some like changes and to see some like little different bits and bobs that they want to try and do. And again, I'm open to that, but there is some core part of the story that you just shouldn't touch and that you should keep, just because, you know, it's important to the story, it's important to the characters, and makes, you know, the whole thing work. Like, you can't just take out Gantu and make Jumba the bad guy, because now you have to create your own original movie for the second one. Unless you can somehow bring Jumba back to be the good guy and like to join the team for the second one, if you're even planning on making the second one, that's going to be tricky. That's going to be a struggle. You have set yourself up for failure. You wasn't thinking about the future here. Also, Nani gave up the Lilo, which she didn't do in the original. She never gave up Lilo in the original. To be fair, I didn't mind that one, because technically she had the portal gun, so she can go and visit anytime she wants. She's not really giving her up, and it just gives them more financial responsibility. I feel like for their situation that was a good deal. I thought that was more responsible of Nami, whatever she's called. For whatever, I will sit here and I will defend that decision. I think it is more responsible of her to do that, to not give Lilo up, but let her live with the neighbor. Was it a neighbor? So then they can, you know, have a, you know, she can go and do college and do what she needs to do, and then Lilo is still being looked after and cared for, and you're not like. I just thought it was good, alright? I'm not explaining very well, but I thought it was good and definitely the right decision for the movie. It was the right decision. It was the right decision for Nami, and I'll die on this hill. It was perfect. It does take away from the original movie though, but like I said, zhuzhing it up a little bit, changing it up a little bit, I don't mind. I liked Stitch still being the, you know, same voice actor. It wasn't changed, it was still Stitch. I enjoyed that, I liked that, and I liked how they still had a couple of similar gags from the first one, like the guy dropping his ice cream, like the fish, and like the frog that keeps following Stitch. There was still that whole wholesome like story act where like family means everything, and Ohana means no one gets left behind. It had all the like same messages that the original movie had, just with a slight change up in villainy. I loved Pleakley, I'm going to be honest. I really did enjoy Pleakley's character in this. I thought the actor for Pleakley did a really good job at showing his like excitement, and Pleakley felt a lot more confident in himself in this one. However, he was like, I don't know, I feel like Pleakley in the original was a lot more nervous and skeptical about doing all of the like Earth stuff, and in this one he did feel a lot more confident, and I liked that take on Pleakley. I thought it was cool. Again, it has been a while since I have watched the original, so I could be wrong with that point, but I do think it is still a great point to like bring up and talk about. The child actor, whoever played Lilo, did a fucking incredible job for the most part. I think, obviously it is a child, so I'm not expecting like the world's best acting from this kid. But I think she did a great job at interacting with Stitch, because I know Stitch wasn't really there. It's normally like a tennis ball or a teddy. So I think she did a good job interacting with the like fake Stitch that was there, because it looked quite good in live action, and you could definitely see that there was a connection there. But some of her line deliveries weren't that great. I am going to be honest. Like, she didn't have the exaggerated, I don't know, like the levels of sass that the original Lilo had. But I still think she did a decent job. I'm not here to shit on the kid. I think she did a great, like, very decent job. But there is still that level of complaint, not complaint, but like criticism, constructive criticism that I'm trying to give on this movie. Because I don't really want to be shitting on a kid, because that's mean, and like, she is still young, so she still has like a lot to learn and a lot of skills that she can develop in her career of acting. So other than that, I don't think the film was terrible. I thought it was alright. I'm gonna give it a solid 6 out of 10. Alright, could have been better, could have been worse. I think it's quite mid for what we could have got. It's still a very basic story, but the CGI was decent and the acting was okay. So other than that, hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Alright, bye bye.